Welcome to my channel, detailing events throughout the decades. 2016 Orlando nightclub shooting. It was in the early hours of June 12, when a mass shooting took place at the Pulse nightclub in Orlando, Florida. The gunman was 29-year-old Omar Mateen. It was in May 2013 that the FBI had declared Omar to be a person of interest, as it was believed he had ties to Al-Qaeda. However, no charges were ever filed against Omar. It was found that Omar Mateen had held a firearms license since 2007, and also worked as a security guard. The Pulse nightclub had opened in 2004, and was considered to be one of Florida's leading places for lesbian, gay, bisexual and transgender people. On the night of June 12, the Pulse nightclub had been hosting a Latin night, and all those who attended were there to have an enjoyable evening. Everything was going well that evening, and it was thought that there were around 300 people in the club at the time. Sadly, however, just after 2 in the morning, Omar Mateen produced a weapon and began to open fire close to the entrance of the club. Security guard Adam Gruller, who was also an off-duty Orlando police officer, engaged in a gunfight with Omar Mateen, but had to eventually call for assistance to help contain Omar Mateen. It was not long before the emergency services and police arrived at the club. The shooting had left 49 people dead, and over 50 more injured. Emergency services tended to the victims, while a SWAT team entered the club through a broken window, and a fight with Omar ensued. Many of the patrons inside the club managed to escape to safety when the shooting began, but many more were left trapped inside the club, waiting for rescue. It was at 2:35 that morning when Omar reportedly called 911 professing his allegiance to Abu Bakr al-Baghdadi of the Islamic State. Police managed to trap Omar in the vicinity of the bathroom and a hostage situation began. Omar did speak to the negotiators, while those who had been wounded still lay inside the club, unable to be reached by the emergency services. Omar had also claimed that there was a bomb in a car parked outside the club, and he also claimed to police that he was wearing an explosive vest. Police did not know if this was true, but had to assume he was telling the truth. It wasn't until around 4:21 that morning that some of those who had been trapped inside the club managed to escape to safety. Just after 5 that morning, an armored vehicle smashed through the wall of the club, where several more patrons managed to escape. Omar was then killed after starting a standoff with police. After Omar was killed, it was discovered that the claims that he was wearing an explosive vest were false. On further inspection, no other explosive devices were found. There had been no car bomb. Those who had been inside the club were left in a complete state of shock at what had just happened. It was supposed to have been a normal night out, but had turned into tragedy. Our thoughts go out to the victims of the shooting and their families. For those who died in this tragic incident, you will always be remembered. Unfortunately, these types of events are becoming more common. To everyone watching, please stay safe. Thank you for watching and learning about events throughout the decades. Please subscribe to my channel to view other events from history.